right, hey guys, how's it going? I am Aaron, and sometimes I forget to say who I am, so I want to start with that so I don't forget. And with me is my buddy Jody.
I always forget to say who I am.
That's true.
I have to ask the voices in my head who I am today anyway. So
Where are we at? What are we doing here? Yeah, so we're we're here. Well, I'm funny. I should ask. We are here. It is Friday, and we're going to do some live modeling today. We're going to spend some time at SketchUp, and we're going to model the Franklin Castle. This was not a thing I knew anything about 2-3 days ago, but apparently it's kind of a creepy, castle-y kind of thing. So it's gonna be fun.
It's got lots of creepy pictures on the internet. So yeah, that's something.
That's right. It's gonna be good. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. We're gonna do some live modeling. We're gonna do some probably talk about some Halloween-y kind of stuff. We didn't, it occurs to me, Jody, this is on me. I've had it's been a hectic October, I'll be honest. I haven't traveled for like, I don't know, maybe once in the last 6 months, and I had 2 trips, one of them international this October. Then we had a bunch of stuff going on in our office and for. So it's been a hectic month, and I didn't even think about, like, I don't have a Halloween costume or anything. Normally when we show up at our live stream that's closest to Halloween, something, but no, just nothing at all.
Yeah, I'm usually kind of I mean, it's not that I'm all a curmudgeon and cranky about it, but I'm like, I can never get myself properly motivated to want to make costumes. But my kids are much better about it. And my youngest just dyed their hair like bright red, and so I was inspired to get them to do Ronald McDonald. So.
Nice. Did it happen? Is that the plan?
They're still culling together they're pulling all the pieces in to try and build it out. So.
What do you really need? Like a yellow jumpsuit and some white and red construction paper, right? And then face paint? Is that kind of...
It seems to get you pretty close to it. I was like, my vision whenever I was trying to inspire them was like the kind of the yellow suit from The Mask.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you can reuse that thing to all the other occasions where you wear yellow suits.
Yeah. Well, let's see what we got. Ronald McDonald, like you said, The Mask, Heisenberg from Breaking Bad. Who else wears all yellow? There's probably some banana thing out there that does that, Yeah.
You could do like a classy SpongeBob, maybe. Hard to say.
It's the possibilities are nearly endless. I figure that's how I see that.
It's funny that like so many of the people that join us are not here in the States. So many people that join us are just like, Halloween. What is it with you Americans and your crazy Halloween stuff?
Once a year, we got to give ourselves permission to dress up, and I guess that's not really true either. We do a pretty good job of doing that 24/7. Yeah. Well, anyhow, let's get to this thing. Let's take a look at what we're going to be modeling. Again, if you're just coming in, welcome. We're going to be doing some live modeling here in just a minute, and let us know where you're coming in from. Say hi in the chat. Whether you don't have to tell us what platform you're on. We can see that, but I do want to do a shout out because we do have YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and X all connected. And hopefully you guys are doing well. And if you're doing any Halloween type stuff because you're in the States with us and that looks like fun, let us know what it is. Having a party, dressing up, trick-or-treating, whatever. Let us know.
If you're somewhere besides the United States, definitely let us know, because I'm fairly certain nobody does this anywhere else.
That's true. It's us. Just us.
My kids, teenagers, they have all kinds of sort of international friends, and it sounds like my daughter has a friend in, not Thailand. I don't know, like a South Asia, and like wherever they're at, they're trying to do it a little bit in some of the neighborhoods, but it's a curious beast.
Well, it's true. So Randy pointed out that Canada does Halloween too. So we shouldn't say Canada's. We should say North America.
I think of Canada as basically our biggest northern state. I very much accept Canada as part of America. So,
U.S. North. Yeah.
yeah.
Or where are we? Are we Southern Canada? Is that us? Whatever works. Either way.
I don't think they would claim us like that.
No, but I've always enjoyed when I get to go to Canada. We have several Canadian coworkers. Like, yeah, it's a good place. But we do have people from all over. Well, we got some Belgium, Poland, India, Pakistan, Latvia, Dubai, India, and then several states chiming in. We got North Carolina, Washington. Randy's recommending a red robe, work boots, and a cowboy hat. So it would be your everyday wear is what he recommends for Halloween. It's just what your normal stuff is. Oh, in Canada they call the U.S. the unexplored southern area. Fair enough. Awesome. Well, hey, thanks for showing up, guys. We're just gonna hop right in. We're gonna start modeling and see what happens. This is kind of a fun, just back to basics. Some simple. Got some very basic plans. We're gonna throw some models together, maybe put some textures on and see how it goes. But yeah, let's hop in. All right, so did you pull together information, Jody, on this this place, this Franklin Castle at all?
I pulled up a little bit of stuff.
All right.
I can tell you it's called the Tiedemann House, but I haven't managed to consume exactly what makes it haunted. It's
a start. I've heard it's a very haunted house, and as we'll see from some images, which I should already have up on screen, it is it's a little spooky. It's spooky looking. I'm gonna go ahead.
You can tell it's going to be haunted because, like, as I'm scrolling through this article about it, all of the photos of the family that lived there are like super washed out and grainy, and I mean, they already look like ghosts. And I'm presuming they were alive when these pictures were taken. So
let's hope, because propping people up after they passed is just asking. You're asking for a haunting there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna come in here to my styles, and I'm just gonna throw in a quick watermark. Load this image in, and we'll just throw it in the background. Good position in the top left corner, as I tend to do. Make sure my head doesn't cover up any important parts. All right, cool. So you can see here that it's made of brick and has a steep pointed part and a wrought iron fence out front, so it's obviously haunted. It's got a lot of
things. I see green things growing around it. The sky is blue. Can't be that haunted.
Well, this is during the day. The ghosts come out at night. But it's got some stuff. Look at this pokey things. They look like big crosses or something up here. This is obviously haunting stuff. So yeah, let's see how we can do this thing. So I did, as I was searching around looking for some stuff, some info about this, I did find some. I hesitate to call them plans, but I did find some kind of layouts of what the relative geometry looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and just import these images just to have them, and you guys can see what this looks like. So I got my first floor. I'm going to import it as just an image. I'm just going to drop this right here. And then I actually have 3 of these that I'll just import all 3 of them real quick. And one last file.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So as I was saying,
posting the address to this place so everybody can go look it up in their Maps app, because that's what I'm doing.
Or swing by. Hey, if you're in Ohio and you live stream it, bring us there. So I grabbed these because they were available. I don't really care what the inside of the house looks like. I don't really have plans to do that, but it was nice to get the shape, because all the pictures are kind of like this, where they have it's kind of hard to make out a whole lot or relative. I also thought, I'm like, wow, this could be a fun opportunity to do some photo match, but none of these pictures work. None of the pictures I found work real well because they're either flat, like the one on the forum, which is flat, just looking at the front, or it's over here from this corner, which gives a good vibe. The image is cool, but it's not a great way to. It's not straight. It's not well. And that's the other thing I should point out. This is a stone house, so the lines on it are not super straight to begin with. So
it looks great, but apparently they were not really preparing for people to use a computer and photo matching to try and recreate it in the future.
Just straight up rude as far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So as I'm looking at it on maps, there's a huge honking tree like right in front of it. So like there's not really there's not a way to take a good picture of it.
Right. That was definitely.
And it's not in a corner. Like that picture you got up there, it looks like it's on a street corner, but it is not on a street corner.
Oh, so this is. Oh yeah, you get this little little roof. This is next door.
Yeah. So my sympathies.
Well, we'll make something of it. I'm going to start with just using this as just a way to get basic geometry. So what I want to do is, again, I'm not looking for, there's no precision to be had in this, this drawing I have right here. In fact, you can actually see that there's this whole chunk of house right here, this ballroom that happens over here that I didn't even know existed because I couldn't find any pictures that showed this half of the house. So everything that I saw was of this chunk right here, which is arguably, I mean, this is where all the flavor is, right? So
and it like that top down, like those floor plans you've got there,
mm-hmm.
I'm betting are supposed to be the exact same scale, but second floor looks distinctly smaller.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, I think this was on a website or something that was talking about it and maybe like where the hauntings were or something like that. So I think this was just relative to give somebody an idea of what the floor plan looks like or what the layout looks like, that sort of thing. Also, I mean, some simple stuff. It looks like there's rooms up here inside the roof, right? We got this whole thing going on up here, but you can see just looking at this geometry can't fit inside. Yeah, so there's definitely some disconnects, but it's enough to, I mean, I'll stop talking about it. I'll just do it. I'll just go like this. Just going to get this basic geometry out. I'm going to come back to this little bump out right here in a second. Same thing here. I'm just going to go across. Actually,
I really feel like my house is missing by not having a head servant's room or a music room or a ballroom.
Yeah, what are you even doing?
What am I even doing with this house?
It's like you don't care about anything.
But hey, nobody's died in it, so
well, there's a plus.
That going for me.
That's right. Glass half full. I'm just going to draw lines and rotate them at 45 degrees.
So I was talking to my buddy Tyson earlier, and he, I guess in a recent conversation he was having with one of his young ones, they were observing that you don't really stand a good chance of getting a haunting in a house or a building that isn't just old and gothic and spooky looking. Like you never hear about these suburban houses or a McDonald's or all these really basic places. Nothing mundane ever gets haunted.
Yeah,
it's just like once somebody dies there, they're just like, I'm not going to stick around for this. It's not worth my time. But if it's if it's a house with a ballroom, heck yeah, invite your ghost friends over, have a little party.
I get that. I understand that. Like, yeah, I don't want to hang out in a dump. I want to spend eternity in a nice place.
Yeah,
I get it. I get it.
Like last year, I tried out Paramount Plus streaming service for a while, and there was a show on that. I think it was called Ghosts, but it was based on a show from the UK of the same name. and it's just basically it's an old, like this old mansion, and then there's all the different people that have died within a certain kind of diameter of it, all still living in that house. And then the new owner of it can all of a sudden ends up being able to see ghosts. So it's kind of her interactions with it. It's a pretty fun show. Canadian version. I tried to watch the English version, and it was not as
enjoyable.
I didn't. I think it was mostly because I had already kind of established the characters as the Canadian versions. And, yeah, Randy knows about ghosts. It's a fun show.
Yeah, I watched 1 or 2 episodes. I did not sink myself into it too much. It was during that whole pandemic. I got so much things to like. I needed everything I watched had to be like, you have 10 seconds to grab me and like
a connoisseur of entertainment
or a snob, one of the two. I don't know.
All right. I mean, I think they literally mean the same thing. So
yes, it's true. All right, so Gusbert did post a picture up on the forum of the looks like Google Earth image, and even in that, you can't see this chunk over here. See the property line, I see the tower, and I see the middle of the roof, the high part right here, which I'll kind of trace that, copy that.
And when you're looking at it, there's just so many trees all around it. I swear I see ground. Like I don't think there's a ballroom there. I think that's completely fabricated. I think whatever your source is their pants are on fire.
Yeah, and I'm also having a struggle right now because look at this image right here. I see this, I'm following things along here. And there's definitely some stuff happening here that's not happening here. So I got some little windows right here between these. And look at this pops out and then goes back in. So I got this, bay window thing. But on my drawing here, it doesn't go back in. Or on the picture, it kind of comes out of 45 and goes straight across. So what could be happening is that it could be so haunted that the inside is different from the outside. So maybe
it's like a TARDIS castle.
Yeah.
There you go. So you can look at that picture I just posted for maps. Like you can see where that ballroom is supposed to be. There is literally a yard there.
There's grass. So I don't know the history. Renovation could have happened, but I'm going to go from the pictures. So I'm going to chop this off like this. I'm going to throw a rectangle right here. Boom, 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 boom.
In the article that I've got up here about the Tiedemann house, there is no mention of a ballroom.
All right. We got our footprint then. Check it.
Nice. Let's step to model. Woohoo!
That's right. Simplify. All right. So I'm going to take that. The other thing, and again, not a quality drawing, just a reference. This is teeny tiny. I know this isn't to scale, but we're not too far off. I got another dropper right here. That's a little small, but this door is only less than a foot. So I'm just saying this entryway seems a little bit squished. So I made that a little bigger, pulled this out.
Randy said that the ballroom is a haunted chunk that just doesn't show up on film.
Duh. I feel stupid now. Of course.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah. Dang. A little bit embarrassed. Didn't think of that. Come on, man. All right.
Get it together.
Was this your first haunted house you've ever modeled? Come on, man. It's not. That's the problem. All right. So there, we got 2 stories. Look, what we're almost done. I don't want to overpromise, but we're almost there. Right.
So it's a little bit unrelated to this. Do you have your space heater going yet? Because I got mine going.
This morning, I was sitting in here on a meeting and I'm like, I am cold. I'm like, do I have a fever? This is, I'm like, I need to get gloves or something. I was so cold. I went out and looked at my thermostat. It said it was 59 degrees in here.
Oh, geez.
So it was time to flip from AC to heat today. Yeah.
I'm impressed you guys made it this long. I don't remember when we turned it on. It didn't really go off ever, but.
Our house stays pretty warm. We face west. So the first half of the day, we have sun coming in the front of the house. Second half of the day, we have sun coming in the back of the house. So our just through the sun we keep pretty warm, but yeah, it didn't work today. It's supposed to be like a low of 4 degrees this weekend. I think I saw.
And let's be clear, we're talking Fahrenheit. Like right now,
That's right.
I just did a quick check, and it is 3 degrees Celsius outside.
So that's 106 Fahrenheit. I can't do that math.
Something close to that, yeah.
Give or take. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna start. I'll be honest with you guys. I hate modeling windows. I mean, we do it every time we do a house, but I feel like I spend a bunch of time on some component. It always looks meh. And so I'm gonna leave that till later. I do want to put some, like, I like this roof. This roof is cool looking. Look at this thing. So we have this little chunk jutting out like this all the way around. It's overhang. It's got these things. I forgot what they're called.
Little sticky outies, like supporters. I like to call them supporters, ledge supporters.
Yeah, I'm 90% sure there's an architectural student on here who could tell us what they're actually called.
But they may actually be a professional as well.
These little guys
like
right here
actually is like all of that kind of ornamentation around the windows up there, just sort of jutting up into the sky. Like that way, I know if I were somehow on the very tip of that part of the roof and I slid down, I'd be able to catch it and not fall.
See. People don't think about this sort of thing when they're building haunted houses now. So,
yeah.
Oh, Nathaniel can't remember the names of those.
Oh.
Okay. So this is obviously something I could do with Follow Me, but I'm going to not do Follow Me. I'm going to create a little bit of detail here, just using some push-pull to get just a little bit of relief up there that I can slap that roof onto. It's kind of hard to tell if I have multiple slopes here. Yeah, and I'm getting reminded that there are extensions to make my complaints about. Whoa. See, in this, I'm looking at this. I got like a bump out over here. I'm piecing together information, but on the overhead, I got something like this going on. It looks like it's a little further back, like maybe like that. I don't know. We're gonna. I guess sometimes I get hung up on modeling stuff just right, and I need to accept that we're really here for the whole thing, right? This important part is the modeling process as a whole. What I'm going to do is, because I just added geometry that I don't have a roof for, I'm going to break apart these faces so they're separate, so I can copy them out like this. And then what I will do is I will grab that and I will mirror it real quick. And then I will take this and I'll put it right here. And that should give me...
It's hammered in place.
That's right. Look at that. I got my roof carrying on around, even though it's almost like I did that on purpose. I wish I could claim I did that on purpose. I didn't do that on purpose. I just started going, but yeah, it turned out pretty cool.
Dave suggested maybe that's called, the spelling is not what it's going to sound like when I say this with my face, but dental molding.
Dental molding? How they made my mouth guard?
Molding. Yeah, exactly. No, it's like, yeah, it's just the type of molding that goes around the house. It's got those little small blocks as a repeated ornament in the bed mold of the cornice.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, Madik just said dentals. All right.
I have no reason to doubt you guys. I'm good with it. We'll call them dentals.
Bam.
I don't know. All right.
They're called
So
that because they look like teeth,
that
probably.
that makes sense. I don't think we need to verify that. I think we can assume that as fact.
It's a given. It is known, as they would say in the House of Dragons.
So let's get a cone up here. Wait, why'd this happen?
Medic confirmed what I said. So apparently, yes. If two people said it, both of us with great minds, it stands to reason that, yeah, it's teeth.
Makes sense. All right, for some reason, so this, and I'm just, I'll put my teacher hat on. Sometimes Follow Me does weird stuff. And this is one of those times. This should be simple enough. It's a triangle following around a circle. I should get a beautiful cone. I didn't. I got this. Here's the thing. And you guys have watched this. You've seen me do this, right? Where I go, I got to figure out why that's happening. And I go and recreate it 2 or 3 times. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Because sometimes if I just go erase, I'm back to what I really intended to have in the beginning. And I don't have to spend time stressing about it. Yeah, it's a pick your battles thing, which I'm not necessarily great at. I want everything to be perfect all the time. But yeah, there we go. That is a thing.
I just want to point out that you are literally modeling a haunted house. So pretty much anytime something does not go to plan, there's already a pretty good reason
Not
why.
my fault. Not my deal.
That's right.
Good point.
We can always blame it on, wait. What was her name? Mrs. Tiedemann. The first person to die in the house.
Ooh. I don't like when the list is so long you can qualify like which number death they were. I guess that's how you end up with a haunted house.
Well, I don't know how many. I guess I need to confirm how many deaths there are. But yeah, it was built in the late 80s. Yada 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 until 1968, when one owner of the house capitalized on the rumors that Mrs. Tiedemann and her daughter Emma both died. What? They died before the house was built. I'm calling shenanigans on this.
That's marketing. That's what that is. That's just marketing.
Yep. Let's find a new house.
I'm also start this over. I'm also noticing from the overhead shot that this building is a lot longer than what I have. So I'm back to I don't know what happened with those plans I got. Just validate your sources, kids. It's like I saw a news article on social media and just believed it for what it was and didn't go check Snopes or something.
Yeah, Snopes is there for a reason.
Yeah. Why don't you run over to Snopes and type in Franklin Castle real quick and see what they got to say. All right. There we go. So I got that third story up there. I don't really love the way this cone is being shaded. It's haunted though, so
exactly.
But look
multiple people have restated that. Yeah, dental. Like, I was just being funny, but maybe I was actually being right. Also,
don't sound surprised, dude.
I love when those two intersect. Doesn't happen a lot, but
it's a happy accident.
All right,
like, no,
Lord, some more images. Ooh, there you go. Right off the bat, this one's got a more spooky fog on it, so obviously haunted. There you go. Yeah, the bottom one that he posted, definitely no ballroom.
Yeah.
I have to go back up to that comment I saw a minute ago because it was kind of funny. Yeah, it was Lawrence again. He said, to distract his wife, Louise, from these tragedies, Tiedemann began extensive construction of the home, adding a ballroom, which runs the length of the house on the 4th floor of the manor. There's not a 4th floor.
Wait a minute.
Wait.
It's because it's haunted. It's because it's haunted. Oh boy, I tell you, it's not easy modeling this Oops.
So Monique is wondering if this is classifies as Victorian, which I'm not. I'm not going to answer because I'm not an expert either. But I do wonder because I mean, kind of like the, for lack of a better way to describe the bricks, kind of the chunkiness of the bricks. Like it
Mhm.
doesn't, like it feels Victorian inspired. But
Could we
beyond that,
say Victorianish? Victorianish? Victorianish.
esque,
Esque.
Victor,
That's way better.
Victorian ish esque.
Ishisk. Ishk.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm a native English speaker, and I apologize. All right, so just kind of, I'm just, at this point, I'm massing based on images. I am peeking over regularly. Put this back 1/8 inch. I'm going to pull this out exactly 6 inches because then what I can do, I can draw a line up like this, and I can offset each of these another 6 inches. I can offset this 6 inches.
You just keep bumping everything out 6 inches, a little bit here, a little bit there.
That's right.
Double click, double click. Misty wanted me to encourage you to model the Kellogg house. She has suggested in the past.
Kellogg.
They have suggested in the past. Lauren says Victorian style. Is that
Well,
the
yeah, I
same
mean, it
thing
can't
as
be
Victorian?
actually Victorian if it's in the U.S., right? Or aren't we all post-Victorian?
It's true. What was the actual time frame for the Victorian era?
So I got a couple different details of this.
This was
This
built
right
during the
here.
Victorian era,
It was?
between 1837 and 1901.
Well,
So it was built at the right time to be Victorian. It just wasn't in the UK.
is that the requirement? God, they're so snobby.
I don't know. I ain't no expert on this.
Sorry, I don't think you're snobby. I don't think you guys can claim whatever you want. We're the knockoff. We're the off-brand. I get it.
Store brand. We've got SketchUp users at home. Our SketchUp users at home.
All right, so I'm gonna. I want to slap a roof up here. It's just a little bit. There we go. For some reason that didn't close. I missed a line somewhere. Got that dark line happening. Not that.
I feel like there's a whole lot more haunted stuff has happened just in more later years. Like I'm saying that this was torched by an arsonist in the 90s, and then like they had some sort of economic collapses in the last 30 years that have stunted its re-update. But there's a European couple that currently owns it and have made headway in doing a restoration now.
And are they bringing in their own ghosts, or are they using what was already there? Or I guess that's probably some of the details they got to work out as they do the restoration.
Is there a remodeling process or a re-imaging, reimagining?
Yeah, I got a lot of questions about how you remodel a haunted place.
This article I'm reading here
There we go.
It's kind of all over the place. They're really reaching to try and make this into a haunted house.
So what I'm thinking, I'm playing with some ideas here, but I'm kind of why are things not closing for me? It's the ghosts, obviously.
Sorry.
I'm kind of.
This is so here's one of those. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's a backhanded compliment. I kind of feel like it could be. Randy said the great thing about having three models like we did a while ago is how they approach the same task in different ways. Aaron definitely approaches this in his own way.
I'll take it. I heard I'm an individual and I should be proud.
That's right.
I'm wondering. No, at this point, I'm really just trying to get some geometry in. Details tend to fall off a little bit. I'm just, all right, so if I grab some of these edges, some of these lines, I'm experimenting now. I don't know if this is gonna work at all, which is, yeah. Welcome to the show. All right, I'm gonna take that and I'm just gonna move it straight up. Oh, for goodness sakes.
Lucky.
Yeah, I don't know why, but over here, look over. Ah, bummer.
All I'm really seeing here is an opportunity to stitch things yourself.
That's true. That's true. I'm doing all these extra lines when I'm like, okay, this is probably the way to do it, is just to.
This is really looking like a cautionary tale right now.
Right. Why aren't my lines closing things up right here? This is what I don't understand.
Oh, Aaron, you know it's bad because Lawrence is already starting to throw in the bad jokes.
Oh.
Pick up the pace. He usually saves these for like the last half hour.
Way to be ahead of schedule. Thank you.
Okay, so here's the joke. What is a ghost's least favorite room in the Franklin Castle?
I don't even know.
The living room.
Wow. Dang. I feel like that was queued up beforehand. I can't help but feel like
the fact that he explicitly called out Franklin Castle makes me think that it might have been repurposed from another.
I do think so, yeah. All right. Stuff's going on here that I don't like. Okay, so I had a bad line here. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that.
Scott asked a great question. I don't know that we've ever really pursued this line of inquiry, but like how many people try and model a lawn while you're doing it versus how many are just watching and laughing like me?
Oh, that's a good question. I would love to know that. I guess raise your hand.
He asked for just a plus because I think that was very respectful, right?
Yeah.
If I'm busy modeling this thing, I ain't got time to type out a lengthy response. You get a plus.
That works. I know I've had that request before. I've had can you please share reference images or something like that, in the comments and that sort of thing. And honestly, I mean, I did just be straight with you guys because I try to do that. A lot of times our reference images are whatever I can find on
in 5
Google
minutes before this
5 minutes beforehand. Exactly. That's where they come from. So if you just hit Google up and type in the name of the thing I have, you'll probably find the images that were being used.
Yeah, I don't feel like there's any real major Google foo in any of the stuff that you're pulling out.
No, I'm a lazy man. I'll be honest with the way that works.
All right, so Dave does for the machine drawings. Colin is working while watching. Paul is just laughing. I totally respect that one.
Totally.
Article said he's usually working on something else while he watches. And then Randy said that he used to try and do some of these techniques on the iPad at the same time, but they ended up missing the show. So,
yeah, I can't like think and follow along with stuff. Like, actually, so to be totally honest, learning styles come into play here because some people have the ability to do that, to model. I'm borderline flustered right now. Maybe I'm talking too much, but I don't know what's going on with my
I'm just watching you redo that. Like, I'll
Something
stitch
is
it this way. No, I'll stitch it this way. No,
my
I'll
geometry
erase
is
this line.
off somewhere. Something is just slightly off, and it's ruining me as
So
a human.
usually, and it doesn't always work, especially when you get
Yeah.
kind of angles like this. Usually I will, at this point, switch to color by axis
Ooh.
to try and see. That's like, that is the extent of my hacks for trying to do this, because this happens to me more than, why did it work that time?
I deleted it. I hit it.
Oh,
I
okay.
cheated. Duh.
Article said, why don't you just do a follow me? I mean, it
Yeah,
doesn't always have to be little details. It could be for a big guy.
that's true. Good. I don't know, because I just did that thing that I was talking about that I do where I just start fighting, and not doesn't mean it's a good thing. All right. Oh, now what the? No, you come at me. That's I have a problem with you. What? Oh,
I'm gonna give you the gimme of having been traveling.
I'll be
extensively
honest.
for the last
Yeah,
4 weeks.
things are running a little bit less efficiently than they probably should be up around this area of the thing. So I'm just gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get rid. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna draw the profile that I want to circle this thingy with, and then I'm gonna get rid of all these extra lines I put in here. Hey, this is what we bring to you on SketchUp Live. Aaron fails, so you don't have to.
Right. But hey, if you also fail after watching Aaron do it, you can blame him
That's right.
for embedding these malicious thoughts.
Good company. Thanks for hanging out with me. That's what I. All right, so I'm just gonna take this triangle and follow around this.
Oh, there we go.
Like that. Do a quick follow me. See how that works.
So much better.
Smooth. I like it.
That's the whole purpose of the follow me. Like,
It really
let's
is.
be clear, you really were doing yourself a disservice.
I was. So I mean, I'm just gonna be honest here too, because I'm apparently I think you think I'm a liar, but I don't know why I feel the need to defend my honesty, but when I'm modeling, a lot of times I'll get into it and just start like doing something a certain way, and I won't stop to ask myself, is this the best way to do this?
Oh yeah. Once you start a certain way, then you're just like, I'm going to do it this way.
I'm just rolling with it. Yeah,
I'm going to do it my way, not your way.
Well, and it's
around the axle, as I call it.
It's funny because so a lot of you guys who've been hanging out with us know that we have, I can't remember how many hundreds of videos on YouTube. We have a couple over 100 live streams at this point that have been recorded and are up on YouTube. Maybe 200 live videos. I don't know. But the first video I made was how to use Follow Me to generate a hip roof. So I apologize for
what I'm hearing is you used to do this a long time ago.
I knew how to do this. Yes, absolutely. I just for whatever reason didn't do that. All right, let's I'm just gonna mock up a quick shape right here. That is this. It's kind of fancy.
Whenever I go to the SketchUp Live playlist, there are 229 videos.
I will admit some of those are like live updates from Basecamp and that kind of stuff, where it's not all great stuff, but yeah, there's a lot of live videos.
If I had the ability to sort by length or duration,
you would see that
would help a lot.
Yeah. Take it to Google, because they, own.
Looks like the first 10 or so, the title was Facebook Live, which is kind of funny to me because it's on YouTube.
That's true. That is kind of fun.
Man, yeah, this goes all the way back to February 17th, 2017.
Nice.
Yeah, so Lawrence said he hopes you're saving. and transom just screamed save. So
I gotta say that our most watched video is Notre Dame. There's no saving there, so I don't know. I don't know, guys.
I feel like that probably there's probably a lot of people that are like going to sort of watch a train wreck in process or to just know the background of this story because it's called out so many times.
Yes, it was rough. It was not a good time. All right, so this is preliminary. This is just some rough geometry, but I wanted enough that I could take this. Oh, it doesn't actually tie into the roof right here. What? Oh, I see. I see. What we just created right here is the ability to figure out how big this thing right here is.
Nice. Wild Donovan has just appeared. He chimed in just to say Notre Dame for the win. So
yeah.
Randy said the Barbie house was fun, and I'm trying to because it seemed like something was not working the way that I wanted it to with the Barbie house. Like something.
Yeah, because I tried to do that stupid slide.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Trigger warning.
Yeah. Yeah, that slide that I spent way too much time. See, what I need is a timer. I need a feature timer where it's like, you don't get to work on this detail for more than 10 minutes before the alarm sounds and you have to switch to something else. Because those are the ones...
I've got this cool little productivity timer that's got a 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, and 10 minute increment. You tell me the increment you want, and I will start those as you start your different things.
I love it. I think this is a great idea. I absolutely... Perfect.
Okay, so 10 minutes to work on this?
Yeah, give me 10 minutes and then on to something else.
Okay, timer starts now.
Nice.
All right, wait a minute. So Paul said like a Crystal Maze timer, and now I'm trying to remember like Crystal Maze the game? Like a little... Is that the same thing I'm thinking of? I don't know. No, that's just a show from the UK. Do you remember that game? It was like the main way that you played it was it was a little ball, it was a little track ball, and you had like a little bear guy that would roll around and pick up gems, and periodically like a mess of bees would come out and try and sting you. No,
I guess I don't remember that one. I believe you. I believe that there's too much detail to have been made up, so I believe you, but I don't remember it.
Sometimes I've got a really good imagination, but it's never when I want it. It's only whenever I'm trying to remember something.
All right.
Crystal Castles, circa 1983.
A classic then.
Classic.
All right, just gonna do some quick cleanup on the inside. Oops, I deleted too much.
Randy said that he enjoyed the Barbie house, and then you took his advice and tried something on the slide, and it didn't work.
Oh, so it's Randy's fault.
Feels like Randy is kind of giving you an out on that one.
Cool. I like it. I am going to be printing a Randy Told Me To t-shirt tonight. And, oops, that's the wrong one. There we go.
Wait, what'd you say? You're going to print a shirt that says it's Randy's fault?
Randy told me to, yeah. That's...
Nice. Nice.
All right, cool. All right, I feel this is a solid level of initial geometry. Step away. I'm walking away. All right.
What? We're only 2.5 minutes into that.
I know, I'm ahead of schedule. All right. I want to create this window because it looks like 1, 2, 3. I can use it 3 times here. So let's start right here.
All right. 10 minutes starting now.
Whoa, I may have created a monster.
I'd never used this thing for actual productivity, so I got to
Hey,
get my money's worth.
there you go. All right, go to there. Looks like it goes up to roughly exactly here-ish. Like that. And then have something, whoops, roughly like this-ish. So yeah, as one of my trips I got to go on was out to Eindhoven in the Netherlands, and I got to go there and do a live model, which was pretty fun. Like they only give me one plane ticket, so I had to leave Jody here, which is a bummer, but
yeah, too big for a suitcase.
Yep, we tried. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I don't know if anybody on here was able to be there. If so, shout it out. But that was a pretty cool trip. Design 8 is the name of our reseller who works out there. Put that whole thing on. It was great to get to hang out with our Dutch users out there.
So even though I know it's Design 8, since they literally have, since it's spelled DESIGN and then the number 8, right? Is that how they do it?
That's how they do it.
So I just always pronounce it designate. Because, that's what it looks like.
I can't say that I don't understand that. That makes a lot of sense.
And it could be even a useful name. I'm like, it's probably a missed opportunity that it isn't designate at this point. I wonder, okay, so in the US, the primary way people buy SketchUp is just through our online store.
Right.
But then, and maybe this is more unique to non-English speaking, but I wonder how many people are using SketchUp, or they got their subscriptions set up through a reseller in their area. Like, does anybody here have relationships with Designate or some of these other companies? That's a curious one to me. Presuming that you're using a subscription and not the free version, which I guess is a subscription. Right, go. Everybody, if you buy your SketchUp from a reseller, tell me now.
Crickets. Yeah, that is the way that most people buy outside of the US. So I would think there's some of that at the very least.
So at the same time that you were at base camp in the Netherlands, Steve was he at a different base camp in Singapore?
He was.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought at first that he was, because he said going to base camp, and I'm like, oh man, you gonna go too? This isn't fair. So.
Yeah, he went. Steve Guzman. You guys might remember him. He was part of one of our fireside chat seasons. He hung out with me in, I don't know, during that time of period where time meant different things to different people and everything was confusing. We did a fireside chat, which was like our base camp that we couldn't actually go to physically. It was a great time. But Steve was one of the guys that hung out, and that was a lot of fun. That was a good time. But yeah, he was at one, and Chris Dizon, some people might recognize that name, was let's do this. How much time do I got left on this?
5 minutes. You're halfway there.
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna draw this one about the middle because I never do this, and it's a smart way to do it. There we go. Boom. But Chris Dizon was actually at base camp China at the same
Same
time.
time? Oh,
Yeah.
geez. So I feel like Steve did it up the right way. Steve was in Asia for 20 days, as
Well,
opposed to you being in the Netherlands for a day.
It was 48 hours. It was 2 days. But yeah, that was not, I didn't do that right. I was not able to stay longer just due to all the other things I had going on. So it's kind of a bummer, but it was cool to I've never been to that part of the world before, and it was fun.
The top-down angle of that cone is not sitting right for me.
Really?
Okay. Is it just orient? Okay, we weren't in the center of it. We're sort of in the center, but not real center.
Yeah, the lines don't quite line up. It's got a little bit of a effect there, a little.
It's almost like there was some weird wonky thing you just sort of erased.
Yeah, I pretended it didn't exist and I've already forgotten about it. And we'll deny that it was ever an issue.
All right, here is some total street cred for you. Is RT Cool that he bought SketchUp on DVD in 2002, and it's been all upgrades since then.
That's some classic. That's clout right there. You got clout.
Clout. Yeah.
All right. I am going to grab this cone. Actually, I'm going to grab all the geometry. Intersect face with model. That'll be intersect everywhere. So now I can just hop down here and get rid of all this geometry so it doesn't overlap my roof I just drew in there. I would go about this a little bit different if I was like trying to create a printable solid or something like that. But for these models where the goal is to just kind of try to get model of the structure, I worry less about it. There we go. And this could still be the start towards something solid, but I'm not stressing about that too much.
So I got to turn off the timer again? I'm not going to ever find out if this thing beeps when it gets to its time.
I'm not there yet. I could drag my feet. I could go slower. No, I can't. I can't go slower. I'm moving. Look at that. Seeing how it all ties in together. Ooh, baby.
They really tie the cone together.
All right.
Peter said that style of turret roof is challenging to apply roofing finishes. I don't know if he means in SketchUp or in real life, but I feel like the answer to that would be yes.
Yeah, I would think so. I think if I was breakout session.
Start the timer.
I'm done. I'm done with that part. So what I would do if I was applying roofing to this is I would apply it flat to one face like this. So I would go grab roofing.
If only it was this easy in real life.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about fake life, not real life.
Yeah, Peter was talking about real life.
Oh, okay.
But it's fine.
No, I'm out. No, I don't care. Whatever. Go do stuff in real life. I'll just sit here alone in the dark.
Wish you had like a pencil you could just break in frustration or something. Oh, yeah, there you go. Crack your knuckles.
I'm going to anger save.
There you go. Anger save. It just occurred to me, you're going to start needing some clever sweatshirts if you're going to be letting your house sit at 59 degrees when you're modeling.
Man, so I had to turn the heat on. So the first, when you it's, I guess it's a fall thing too. It's like a sensory thing. The first time you turn the heat on and you get that smell of like the furnace firing up and blowing hot air in, and yeah, I got that. I got that fall high right now.
Randy would like you to finish the roof texturing. You tease.
Okay. All right, so
So now I'm remembering at the beginning of COVID, whenever it was you and I, and we were doing this way too frequently, and you were doing it in your garage. And I don't remember. I definitely know that we were having some really hot days. Trying to remember how if we continued that process into the winter or not.
I did. I got a couple live streams. If you click through, I'm running into an issue here that I want to address, and maybe Colin's on and can help me with this a little bit. But we have a couple live streams that I did in a beanie And I think I wore gloves for one or two.
And you could see your fog in your mouth.
Yeah,
Foggy breath.
I seem to remember that being a little bit of a challenge.
Oh yeah, and Keggy said, "Oh yeah," and the plywood desk.
That's right. Yeah, and I had that in the other room too before I got a grown-up desk because I had that half a sheet of plywood on top because that looked more professional than the folding table it was sitting on top of. Good call, Keggy. Yeah, good times.
So Lawrence has already called out what he thinks your fix is, but I'm going to let you say your fix before I say what he said.
So there is an issue, I just read about it on the forum, with doing texturing round surfaces like this. It used to be that if I could sample this one and apply it to the next, it would actually, I think, do I have to go to my texture and make it a projected texture first? Oh, this is not going to look good at all. I'm creating a train wreck right now. Looks great from right here. Actually, doesn't even look that good, but yeah, projected texture was not the thing. Undo.
It really messes with the weird oblong feel to this thing. It was already going on.
Yeah, that was something. Is Colin still here? Because he had a response in the thing that I was watching. Because what I could do is I could just grab it and slide it around so it lines up.
Also an option.
But it's never going to be right because all of these textures have okay, there's a texture issue. All right, there we go.
Really designed to be tiling. Alt sample was
because it's made to tile on a flat. So I mean this will work great on this, right? Whoops, that's a component, not a face.
Yeah, Colin said they have a bug report about the texture issue.
Yeah. So, but regardless, even if that was working out, because of the way this is laid out, there's not a way to do it with textures. So if I really wanted the tile on here proper, I'd have to go in and model textures because the tiles are going to be the same size. So each course, each level I do is going to be fewer tiles similarly spaced as it goes up. So yeah, to the original point, they're a pain, as was said. So
yeah, Colin said your Coke bottle example is a really good way to see it.
Yeah, because I think the question came up from my book. How do I do this? The example that I walked through in the actual book itself doesn't work anymore because of the bug. So
the bug. So I just want to say this sentence out loud because it's got such a fun phrase in there. Lawrence said, "Those higgly-piggly tiles look okay for a haunted house." I'm just happy to get to say higgly-piggly.
Without an excuse. Just unabashedly higgledy-piggledy.
Verily.
I gotta say, I'm a fan of that term as well. That's definitely a good time.
Yeah, it works. Oh wait, should I start the timer? You want a shorter timer? I could do 1 minute. Speed run.
Hold on, I'm almost done with this. I just want to pull that out there. There we go. I'm gonna get that little detail in there. I can't tell from this picture what that actually looks like. I thought it was like a cross, but it does not look like it's a cross. It actually looks quite ornamental, and I skipped over some stuff, but we're gonna get this done.
There's kind of it's not super great, but the stuff that Gusford posted up there, like the little kind of foggy first image, you can kind of see it. It totally has like a Mason logo kind of vibe to it, but not.
There's a thing.
Some higher res images.
Yeah, I can't tell if that. See, I don't think that Frank. I think that hazy one that Gusper posted is actually a 3D model.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think that's real. Because let me tell you why. because in the older pictures, this this detail right here is just a little tiny dormer.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then these more recent ones, it's got
Well,
this stuff built up. That's one thing.
As I'm looking at the dentile
And that
whatever
was the other thing.
things, they're kind of big, chonky boys.
And there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And then look at the bricks around the second floor door here, how they pop out.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I was like, it's either a really old photo, but I don't think that's the case.
It's kind of interesting because then if you look at the picture directly beneath that foggy one, all the windows are busted out. Like it's just plywood windows.
Yeah.
That's apparently, those are during the arson phase.
Ooh, ouch. All right. I'm going to draw in a dental deal. I really can't tell what this, again, what exactly what it is I'm looking at here. It looks like it might be a little bit of an arc. So it might be something kind of like, something like that. Would you buy that?
Maybe they still look a little skinny.
Yeah, I got to double it. This is half.
Oh, okay, okay. So like it looks like there's 5 of them up underneath that leftmost kind of thing we were working on. So
okay.
You can maybe use that as
right
as a gate. Yeah, it probably looks about right.
Make that a component. Dental thing. And then I'll take it and I will copy this straight over here and say divide by 2.
It looks like there is an episode of Ghost Adventures, which is a show I've never heard of nor watched. They did an episode about the Franklin Castle.
Ooh. A little Halloween viewing. That's how that looks. Now it looks like they gotta be a little meatier. Which means I gotta do them all over again because they're right on the edge. But we'll take this guy, we will scale it out a little bit. There we go. And we'll take that. Option. Divide by 2. Yeah, I'm going with that. I'll just take these 2 and I'll move it from this one, inference that straight over like that. Grab this fella right here, put him, do that again, I didn't mean to do that. Come on, don't be shy.
Oh.
It was gluing like it was, come on, man.
Sorry. It's almost like it's cursed or haunted.
Stupid haunted house. All right, fine, I'll put it right here. I will take that and flap it. And there's 3 of them under the window. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to grab 1, 2, 3. I'm going to get that. I'm going to reference the midpoint, pull it over here. Option copy.
It's very obvious that this house has a good side, and it's where everybody goes to take the picture.
Yeah. There we go. Now I need to take one of these. I'm trying to figure where to. I guess I should start under the window, right? So I'm going to inference the middle point here and then come out to the edge. Click there, option copy, and we'll put that right here.
Peter said those are corbels, not dental molding under the upper eaves.
Well, I don't even know what's real anymore.
Ransom said yes, corbels. So at this point, I don't even know. I don't know. I feel like I did something wrong.
I just feel like we should stop the stream and not do it ever again.
So we're gonna have to do we'll have to do, you know how like you get into like the 4th season of a show and they're like, we don't really want to put together an episode. Let's just do a flashbacks, like a best of, or we should do one of those where literally it's just kind of cuts to some of your most traumatic modeling events.
Oh, come on.
The most entertaining? Is that a better way to?
Okay, I like that better.
Phrase that. We got 50 minutes to make this thing look haunted.
I feel like this is not going bad.
Yeah.
I mean, we corbelled this thing up in no time. So
Corbelled it together. There's something weird happening. I don't know if this is happening over on YouTube or if it's just happening in the stream that I get from you. You keep moving, and it makes the picture of you like flip upside down real quick, almost like
really?
there's a. I don't know what it was, but like maybe
Just
you're
me?
bumping maybe you're bumping the table or something like that. You're fine right now.
Maybe it's just
weird though.
Maybe we just need to be honest in that I've teased the spirits, and now you get what you get. Yeah.
I won't throw a fit.
That's right.
Or Ahmad went away, stepped away for a business call, came back. He just says, it looks like Aaron's struggling. I think that if he wasn't here, he doesn't even understand what Aaron was struggling really looks like.
Yeah, I'll show you struggle. Wait, no, that's not how I want to do this. I gotta say, I've done worse. Just saying.
All right, Transom likened this to some of the Stanford University buildings, and now let's go. Oops. Let's go see if maybe there'll be some similar elements that might inform the decisions being made here.
Oh, holy crap! Look at that!
I think
look at that! Look how close I was. I just arbitrarily copied stuff and got 3/8 of an inch. I should probably shut it down there. It looks like we do have two corbels.
Second time you've recommended shutting it down. That's
yeah. I might be. Same. It might be Friday afternoon right here. Just saying.
Stanford does not look haunted at all.
Don't we just assume everything that's been around longer than like 50 years is haunted? Maybe I don't understand that assignment.
And in America, if there's a school, obviously. Oh, it's got dark.
Yeah. Sorry, I meant old schools are haunted, not anything. Things. All right, I'm going to copy this big.
Tyson showed up to say that he's appreciating that now he can blame any mistakes that happen on ghosts.
Only now through next Tuesday, but yeah.
And only if you're modeling something that is haunted.
Yeah, there are conditions. This is not a get out of jail free pass. This is real stuff we're talking about right here.
There are extenuating circumstances.
That's right. I don't know why I made an exasperated sound to that.
It's just good to do that.
All right. I'm trying to make sure I don't wander off into video card territory here with the amount of copying and pasting I'm doing. I think I'm okay. Yeah, you want to see pain. That was less my pain. That was more everybody watching pain, I think.
Yeah, and no, like so far, you're like, I think you're okay for now. Tyson's busy holding on to the whole ghost thing. Like, I think there's a very real possibility that he'll be making callbacks to this.
Corbels are in. Let's save.
Corbels.
I like it. It's coming along. It's coming along.
We should call them dental molding.
Yeah, that would really make a lot of sense. All right, I do have. I think I could take one of these. Actually, I'm just doing it. I'm just gonna grab this guy, drop him. Whoa! Settle down, big guy.
There's a lot of details in this thing. I think that's what makes it spooky. Is you've got to have lots of extra details.
Yeah.
It's like whenever the ghost tries to escape, they're getting caught on all of like the little bits and bobs all poking about, and they can't escape. It's almost like they're trapped in there because of the ornate design. So if you want to have a haunted house, just put corbels all around your roof line, and
that's why modern buildings aren't haunted. It's because of the lack of detail. That's what I hear you saying.
The flatness. It's almost like sort of like spooky feng shui, where
spooky feng shui.
Where you like your houses are designed to release the spirits, and they didn't used to be good about designing houses to release the spirits. I think we're on something. On something? Onto something?
Onto something. There's an important, that word has to be there.
Very clear distinction.
All right. Make a new dormer that I can then take and copy to roughly there-ish. And I think this is a chimney right here. So
that's what I was thinking.
I feel like there was a fireplace in those plans that we decided were crap. Sorry, crap sounds harsh. I don't want to insult anybody who made those plans. They were
uninspiring.
They did not work for our purposes.
I'll allow it.
Because they were crap.
Nice. There is apparently, as I'm looking through images, on the Northeast Ohio Family Fun site, there are 14 incredible castles in Ohio.
All haunted?
I think just the fact that there are castles in Ohio is kind of enough for me.
That is perfectly valid. I agree.
But as I look at some of these, they just basically look like fancy houses made out of stone. So I think they're operating a little fast and loose with the phrase castle.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. As a Midwesterner, I just got to say, Ohio.
And you're just going, the gloves are off.
Apparently I'm just feeling a little bit, I'm there. I don't know. I'm going to create a fairly basic follow me profile.
Man, these trees are killing me, Jerry. Trying to get a good shot of anything on this.
Yeah, I guess this is where that investigation or thinking ahead concept comes into play.
It's like Tyson now. What the heck?
Whatever. All right, I'm going to use that same profile a couple spots on here because we have something like that going across. I'm going to go from here.
Okay, I gotta. Let's see. How do I grab that?
And then I'm going to say, grab all of this like that. And I'm going to say, follow me. Oh, dang it. Lost my line. Got overly smoothed. There we go. Try it again. Grab that. Say, follow me. Go. Of course, I have the thing where it showed up just a little short, but for this particular detail, I'm just going to push it right into the wall like that. We'll clean this up, get rid of that. Whoops, too much.
So I think what you need is just to like plant some ivy and then let that kind of grow over the sides and then
just fire up scatter, cover it. Yeah, I like that plan. I like that plan a lot. All right. Let's start hopping around and detailing this thing up. Offset like that. Bring this down. This down.
What do you think about having everybody? What do you think about last week's little endeavor?
It was fun. I definitely. I was talking to Jody about this earlier. Let's open this up to the group. I was telling Jody. So I mentioned last week we had kind of a larger get together. A bunch of people from the marketing department all came together in Colorado, and we spent time hanging out in person, doing in-person meetings and plannings and that sort of thing. And it was great. It was a lot of fun. I realized that maybe, just maybe, I don't love this working in isolation thing as much as I've told myself I do. And I just wanted to reach out and see, like, anybody else got that where they're like, oh, because we had to, because we were in quarantine. A lot of us had our jobs change to going from being in-person jobs to being fully remote jobs. And I, for one, just kind of accepted this as being the way it is now. But I'm realizing maybe I don't love the way that it is. Maybe I do miss working with people and seeing people and that kind of stuff. Anybody else out there, is that resonating? Anybody got that feeling?
Sometimes.
Fair.
I don't like commuting to work, so if people could come by my house, that would be convenient.
Yeah, I could see that.
Or if people were just closer. I don't like driving 45 minutes to get to hang out with them for a while, because then I have to drive home for 45 minutes too. But I did appreciate the chaos of, although I wasn't actually in the office for our live stream last week, which was more specifically the point I was getting at whenever I asked what you thought.
Yeah. I totally detoured there. I apologize. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, you apparently had your own message you really wanted to get out. So
I was just curious, Fozzie. I feel sometimes I have these feelings. I'm like, I can't be the only one who's thinking this. So
I don't want to say that I prefer it explicitly for fear that then everybody will be like, well, we should be going back to the office, and because I do appreciate there's good and there's bad for sure. But like coming and doing this live stream on Fridays, like this is a fun bit of additional interaction, which is I'm totally appreciative of.
For sure, yeah.
Because otherwise I have to make fun of my family, and then they start to get resentful.
Yeah, I'm definitely a better target for that. You should definitely not do that too often.
Yeah.
What do we got in the forum? How are people feeling about?
They've kind of started talking about their own things. So
okay, that makes sense.
Maybe there's just a lot of lag. Yeah, Lawrence does acknowledge that people are social or social animals. So he says feeling with other people feels good unless it's from that jerk in accounting.
Daryl.
I sanitized his expletive icons.
Son of a gun. All right, I made a simple corner post here. We're gonna grab that and we're gonna stick that right here.
So this is curious though, because Transom posed the question of like he's looking to get a new computer or iPad. He likes Windows and Mac, and wondering what people's thoughts are. And I'm seeing a lot more iPad suggestions than I was kind of expecting. Yeah, Randy says iPad Pro with an Apple Pencil. Wait, maybe I'm not seeing as many as I thought, but at least I'm seeing multiple. So where was the other one at? Randy doesn't even use the Bluetooth. He just literally uses pencil with it. When I use SketchUp on my iPad, I end up kind of hooking up my Bluetooth mouse and my Bluetooth keyboard, and I kind of treat it like SketchUp for desktop. But I don't use my pencil enough to be really good at it. Like I still feel it does not feel like an extension of me.
Yeah, I think it's a practice thing. It's also so I've heard this before. Like this is not isolated to just you, because I've heard other people say this, and I think a lot of times it comes down to how much time and energy have you put into the two platforms? Like how much, if you've been using desktop for, well, like decades, the people who do that, I find, are less using iPad less, or in a different way. Because I find when I do use it occasionally, but I tend to use it more like a high-end viewer myself. I know Donovan on our team kind of came on using it, and I think that that's just kind of what he's always known. So
Yeah, I kind of feel a Bane quote there, right? Like I was born in it.
that's right.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly.
I was not born in the iPad version, so. Randy wants a left-handed version of the iPad app. Didn't they? I thought they had done something.
But you had the ability to swap it, or maybe that's just what has been talked about.
Now I got to go look. So there's post from April 2022 asking for left-handed mode, and well, who was that post from?
Randy? Maybe you're not a big enough sample, or not a big enough advocacy size yet. You get more.
Well,
get your lefty people in there.
Mike was the first person in to comment, and he was kind of asking kind of what it would take to do it. But then he didn't. Then it hasn't been revisited much. So
got it. Right. I'm gonna start windowing this thing, and my windows are going to be done as such: rectangle, pushed in, offset, and then pushed in again. That's what I'm going to do for my
timing on these little projects.
My windows and doors. There's just so much cool detail on this. This is where I always start tripping up, because I'm like, I really want to get in and like draw all these pieces and parts, and it's so cool, but I don't know if I can't. I don't have the time.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of those models where you ever seen this, like the little memes they post or somewhere where it says an artist, if you tell them they've got 10 minutes to do something, an hour to do it, and 10 hour, and it shows the same thing with a different amount. Yeah.
That's exactly where I am right now. Cause I'm like, I want to just bathe in this. I want to just spend time. Oh, it's so cool.
I mean, it is a neat looking building. Like, it almost feels like a disservice to do just the 1 hour version.
Yeah, for real.
Like every time I look at the corner picture, that's the default image that's over here on my screen with images, and it almost looks like a little bat wings the way at those two, all that business on top of those two windows on the corner.
Yeah,
like it's very spooky. Haunted or not, it's a very spooky looking house.
Well, I do feel and I've said this on other things too. I feel like if I could get a blow up of just this section right up here, like just get a full size, that's probably a decent model for one of our live models. So we have something to think of. If anybody comes across a solid picture, or in Ohio, hop up there with your Zoom, get a picture of that. Maybe we'll just do that as a live model one day.
I mean, here I can. This is what I got for you. Let me just stick this image up there for you. You're gonna love it.
Oh,
love it, Jerry. Dramatic pause. All right, look.
Come on, first it's trees, then it's power lines. Yeah, obviously there's a thing going on right there. Where's my
No,
mouse?
I feel like the corner piece, which you can get good. I mean, the problem with the corner shot is everything is taken from street level.
Right.
So it's all got that like that distortion as for the angle that it's being taken from. Like people are adjusting their field of view to be able to get the whole house into the shot. But like just the windows on that. Because there's a little railing along there too that's really neat.
Yeah, there's
like
a lot of cool stuff in this model.
Like a little balcony. I wonder if this European couple who bought this in 2011 are basically just getting it to Airbnbify it.
Ooh, haunted Airbnb. I've heard that that's a thing.
And then people ask for money back if there's not an actual haunting so that's the premise of Ghosts, coming back to that show, that Canadian/UK.
It all comes around.
Show, right? So back whenever I mentioned the Ghost thing before, Colin had commented that this most recent season of Ghosts had just ended in the UK. And now all they have left to do is the Christmas thing. Have you noticed that with these BBC shows? Like
The
they
Office.
always have a Christmas episode.
That's right. I didn't know that was like what you had to do. I always thought that it's just how it worked out, but that's interesting.
No, that's always the one extra episode. You got to get the Christmas episode. Like I think they might like Christmas in the UK as much as we like Halloween in the US. Yeah.
I see that. That makes a lot of sense too. You're making a lot of sense with everything you're saying here, Jody.
Geggy commented on the post that I put on the forum, said that's the kind of photo he would take. Which is, the only difference between me and that photo is the amount of blur in that photo, which is to say there is not enough for my photo taking abilities. Oh, Colin's bigger point was this was the season finale. Like there's no more ghosts in the UK.
There's no more ghosts.
Still, the Christmas thing is still a curious thing. Summit just showed up. I haven't seen them comment yet, but they are wondering about your left hand thing. Your left-handed mouse.
It's only a matter of time. This right here, this old thing? Actually, this is the older one that I have, but this thing in my left hand is what's called a 3D mouse. Specifically, this is the Space Mouse Enterprise from a company called 3D Connection. And what this lets me do is move in 3D space and move my model around and talk as I do it sometimes. And this leaves this hand over here with this mouse free to do whatever else I want to do. So I can hop over here and delete things, come in here. It just makes it a little bit quicker and easier to move around in 3D space. It is not a requirement to run SketchUp.
When I'm moving around in 3D space, I can't talk because my tongue is sticking out.
It's a practice. It's a learned behavior for sure. Yeah.
All right. So we got half an hour left. So
all right.
Lawrence is becoming funny guy. He posted a nice Victorian building that he wants you to model next. It's called the St. Pancras Station in London.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
It's not really called the Pancreas, but that's what I read when I first saw it. That looks like a building just designed to be a video card or motherboard.
Oh,
repeat.
Yeah, things have been learned at some point or another. What not to do on a live stream? We got that. We know those things now.
This important part is that we learned. Like mistakes were made, but lessons were learned. We've grown as people.
I like to think so. I tell people it's true, but all right. I'm gonna make this window just kind of sit out like this. I'm not sure what's going on with my smoothing, but I've been losing seams left and right here, and I'm not a huge fan of it.
I feel bad Keiki commented earlier that he wants to know if Trimble will pay for the therapy that he's still taking because of the video card session. And then he just posted now, said, can we stop with the video card reference? Like, where do we go from there though? Do we start talking about
triggering the Cobra?
Yeah. We talking about the Cobra? Do we get enmeshed in the whole airplane fuselage debate? There's so many places to go at this point. I don't feel that this was a wash. I think it was a little sketchy when we were on that roof. But otherwise I feel like we're
doing okay. We're moving. Whoops. I grabbed some stuff that I shouldn't have grabbed. I don't know that those were actually necessary pieces. I think they were just slag left over on the inside. All right, I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to rotate that from the peak. Well, why are you having... And I'm going to go option. I'm going to take it this way. I think I'm just going to go 45 degrees each direction. So let's see if this works. Does that all line up? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. All right, I'm going to grab this guy right here. Wait, did I make it a component or a group? It's a group.
Yes.
Control Z. Make component. I don't know. Turret window. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna get right up here. Where's my white? I'm having a real hard time finding this point. I'm not sure why. All right, we're gonna start straight out here on axis. Option, turn it 45. Enter. Grab those two. What? Not one, but two. That's right. Work smarter, not dumber. I'm going to start here. Option to bring those around a full 90. Click. And then we got, I think one more is going to fit on here. I can't see the back of the house, but I'm going to imagine that they got one more back here at 45 again. Cool. Now, it should be as easy as just deleting each of these edges, and then there we go. I'm going to grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those, and I'm going to take those from this point. Option, drop them right down here. And no. All right, so what's happening here? This sill right here, what is happening? This doesn't look too far off.
I need a picture from around the corner there.
Yeah, I think it's like
there might only be 3 windows on that whole. Do you think?
Think so?
Wait, let me go back to my. Oh, where'd my street view go?
Well, I was more looking at why the heights are so different. Oh, the main floor is way taller than the second floor. That's why. This up here.
Well, so no, what you're not necessarily capturing is that there is a half basement level.
Yeah, that is also a thing that is happening. But I also think yeah, posts getting stretched and squished. There we go. Perfect. Something didn't go perfect there, but I think we can fix it all.
Paul said there's some good haunted chair sounds you got going on.
Yeah, I'm in my full chair. I have a little stool I sit on sometimes to hide the back, but I realize my back covers like the whole. Can't really see my chair, so. But yeah, it's creaky. Nope, just my knees. Yeah, and then I think your point is correct here, Jody, that this minus this is up higher because
there's like an entire row of like kind of 3 foot tall looking windows and various things going on down there.
Stuff down here versus the door. So yeah, that looks more gooder.
These guys are definitely different than the. Oh, that's a little annoying. Than the house what we were doing in where was that other place when we did the row of houses?
Yeah, in that city.
Yeah, they had like their windows were complicated. This is just like we got some windows. We painted the trim red, but they're just windows.
Yeah, that's definitely easier. All right, so I'm gonna let's get some bricks on here. Brick cladding and siding. This one looks like gross old bricks. Yeah, right here. I think that's like made for this.
Haunted
close. All right, I'm gonna edit it a little bit. I'm gonna grab texture. I'm gonna make them a little bit larger than what they are now. I'm also going to maybe spooky them up a little bit, and that will maybe gray them out a little bit more, something like that. Oh, there we go. That was closer. That's something like that. Oops. Yeah, haunted stuff is washed out, in case anybody was wondering how that all works.
The way it works.
That's right. Don't go for full color if you're looking for haunted. Yeah. And then I want a generic gray color that I'll push up into that I can slap onto some of these other surfaces. Here. I've been called out so many times for not ever coloring my models that I'm like making that a mission on this one. Beyond these rings, these sills. Maybe I'll just teach right now why I don't stress about getting these colors in, because maybe this is boring. I don't know. Maybe this is fun. I don't know. It's like a coloring book. Whoops, missed.
Mist.
Awesome.
We had a decent bit of mist out last evening. It was very spooky fall night.
Yeah, we've been having a lot of fog lately. It's every morning for like most of this week. It's been foggy.
It's nice.
Fall's here for real. And it looks like this whole thing up here has more of a darker brownish kind of color.
Burnt umber, maybe?
Ooh, yeah, it's got an umbery feel. Definitely get on board with the umber thing.
I wonder how many people have an expanded sort of palette of color names because of Crayola crayons.
You know, I was watching a very interesting video. It's definitely an art nerd video, but this guy was proposing a new set of colors for Crayola to offer that was more comprehensive and showed like, oh, I moved something back here.
This is we don't talk about this side.
That's right. Don't look back here. This is Bruno. Just yeah, leave it. Wow. But like a different set because this guy went and mapped, you know, on a something similar to this. Like here's all the colors that exist, and like there's these clumps. Like we have all these yellows, yellow, green, green, yellows that are up here, and then like all these reds over here. But then there's these colors that aren't included anywhere. It was kind of fun. Yes,
I feel like I need more information.
it basically suffice it to say that it was not a diverse color set. We're definitely leaning towards some favorite colors. That's kind of where that
With
went.
this guy's new palette, you mean?
His new palette was more diverse. Like he had some spread it out, but yeah, he was saying that whoa, what's in there now? Yeah, just kind of all blends together.
A wild Eric has showed up and said, "Aaron's using materials. They must be rubbing off on him."
See, this is why I don't do things. I'm just kidding. That's right. I'll give you credit, Eric. Whoops. Got my head stuck in the wall. All right. Yes.
There
yes. It's getting there.
Nice.
What's going on up here? What's the deal?
Components. This is one of the funner times with components. I think my favorite thing to see when components is when someone does a half, flips it, and then they just modify one half, and you see the whole thing sort of coming to life.
Yeah,
it's very, or if you do multiple, right? It's very kaleidoscope. I mean, maybe that's what you need. Is just I'm an art nerd doing art in SketchUp thing where you just take some of the tools and you use it to do unexpected things like.
You know, one of my favorite people to watch do that is Box through our forum or Box GIFs on Facebook. But he'll just get in there and he'll just create some super awesome geometry in like 5 or 6 clicks, and I love watching that. That's a good time. All right.
There's a surprising amount of praise for watching you coloring things.
I'm glad you like it. I'm realizing that I'm having to focus a lot more than I thought I would have to do this, which maybe it's because I don't do it often enough, to Eric's point. I should be doing this more. But yeah,
I feel like I often kind of get in my own head of like, so like when you're doing the bottom of this, you keep having these places where there's a line, and I'm like, oh, I should erase this line first and then color it.
Yep. Definitely thinking about that and trying not to overthink it and walking away. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. All right. That was cool. That was kind of cool. I kind of like this. We gotta throw some of this weird reddish color in here, which is not my favorite color that they picked out, but gonna honor that they did this.
It was their choice.
That's right. Somebody decided to do it, and I will respect it. Exactly. Okay.
You know what I'd like to see is a mantis shrimp coloring a house like this, because they've just got, they can see so many colors. That they would make some really interesting design choices.
Yeah. Maybe it'd be an inside joke is to start a design company called Mantis Shrimp Design.
Oh, I'm not liking that, Aaron.
Yeah, that's got to get fixed.
Make it go away.
Try to pan away fast enough, but I was not.
Sorry, I chimed in.
Oh,
I drew attention to it.
No problem. I saw it too.
You're panning away for your own benefit.
That's right. Yeah. Look away. Look away. Look away. Look away. Look away. I already saw it. All right. It's coming together. And then kind of feeling like I did miss. Fix it. These little guys are here. That's a big one. That was a big one to miss.
And someone wants to know if you're going to glaze all of the fenestrations.
I was gonna do the glass. Does that count? Yeah, I was trying to think of what to do for the glass because I wanted to do something. I want to do something. So I was almost thinking I do like some of our glass stuff with the partial. Oh, here's a gray. Maybe gray. Let's see how gray looks. Oh, shit. I can't use that because the inside of the model's empty. So no, I will have to go to.
You just do that and you just crank the opacity up.
Yeah, let's grab. Let's try clouds. Let's see how this.
So the clouds make it kind of murky enough that
right
from the right angle, nobody even knows. Randy pointed out that you could do plywood as well, which since there was a period of time where it was all windows were all boarded up, that would be legit.
That's true.
But nobody wants to look. I don't think anybody wants to look at that.
Yeah, it's kind of boring. It's true. Also true. All right, let's take this opacity at 100%. And then let's also take it over to my buddy color wheel and gray it down a little bit.
I like it. Color wheel is your buddy.
Sometimes I forget the steps and then I don't know what I'm doing. So nope, that's not it.
I found a picture from the backyard, but I can't. It's in like maps and won't let me copy it and paste it.
Oh, I gotta go here.
It does not have the same level of neatness. Sorry. Randy said he had no idea you could modify textures that much. Look at you. You're just fiddle farting around here at the end and still teaching.
I can't stop. Whoa, this got cool. This has got Tim Burton right here. Look at that.
Yeah, I didn't
even try.
I saw somebody earlier commented saying they wanted you to fix the roof thing because it was messing with their OCD, and I didn't know which thing it was, so I didn't really comment on it. But maybe it was this thing all along.
So what we'll do is we'll lock into the red axis there and line it right up with this first point, and then assume that we are good. Should probably put some black inside the chimney. Cool. And then, boop. All right. And then what we're going to do, get a dramatic view. Those colors, just a little too bold. But we're gonna deal with it. So we're gonna go into our background and sky and horizon. We'll color the ground. We will take that to a much darker color. We will go to our sky. Let's see, just where should we? Well, probably just got to go to like super dark up top, and then maybe the horizon will take to maybe like yeah, very bluish. We'll go too blue. We got to be a little kind of sickly, and yeah, that's better. And then let's chuck a fog on here. Apply some fog.
Eric said horizon color. It's new.
It is, yes, in case you're not aware. No, don't use background color. Go full black with this thing, but let's... guess with that deep of a fog, that's a little... guess you can't see the sky if you have fog, huh? That makes sense.
That's right.
I did not think about that.
When I was a kid, I misunderstood the intent of what pitch black means, and so for years and into my aging adolescence and teenage years, my dad would make fun of me for referring to something as pitch white.
Justifiably so.
Thanks, Dad.
That's awesome.
I mean, I'll blame him. You know, I was raised by him, so if I was dumb, it was because he made me dumb.
There you go. It's really a reflection on him and not your dumbness.
Exactly.
That red. I gotta tone down the red. I'm trying to cover it up, but it is just too severe. So
I feel like it's definitely
bring
that
that
looks
down.
more
There we go.
better. It didn't seem as problematic until you looked at the door, and then you're like, oh
yeah. And this brown as well. Let's take that brown and there we go. Yeah.
Eric's over here saying to change your lightness and darkness in the shadows.
That could work too. We got options here. Let's expand our shadows here and
a veritable plethora.
But we got to use sun for shading. I always do that. First I change it and then realize it doesn't work. Oh yeah, there we go. It's almost like a lightning strike. Ready?
Ooh.
Sound effects done by Aaron Dietzen. Oh yeah, there we go. We're better. We're spooky again. I keep trying to get a menacing view from below, and I keep dropping below the ground plane. So we're gonna have to go fix that. We're gonna turn our ground off. There we go. Yeah, this is looking cool. And then one last thing, because we're just at time. You're welcome. 100%. Did it. Let's do one last thing. We go to our camera, field of view, and see if we can. There we go. Get it a little more imposing. Got these teeth spike looking things hopping out over here. Yeah, there we go. I'm scared. I feel pretty good about this. This is a spooky haunted castle. I did that. That is Haunting in Ohio. New series on Netflix about what just happened here the last 2 hours.
It was haunting, just the way that you moved through that so fluidly with your space mouse.
That's why. Yeah. Cool. I'm going to hit Command S to save. Oops. Yeah, that's right. I did it. I failed. I don't know if I did it. I'm going to hit save anyhow. Cool. We'll call that. That's Franklin. 1 hour and 59 minutes. No, we talked for a while in the beginning. But yeah, this is where we got to. Well, hey guys, thank you for hanging out with us. Thanks for coming by. Thank you for checking out the live stream. I really hope that you have a wonderful weekend if you're in the US or Canada. Or another Halloween celebrating location. Yeah. Have a happy Halloween. Otherwise, just have a good weekend. That works too, right?
All of the above.
That's right.
Halloween's technically not till Tuesday anyway, so.
That is true. But I won't see you before then. So.
That's a good point.
Yeah. All right. You guys have a great one. Thanks for coming by. We will see you next time.
See you guys next time.